have the clap.
Yeah, I should get that looked at.
Yeah, it's not great. But what are you going to do? Yeah, and hopefully the...
Antibiotics.
What's that? Oh, antibiotics. Yeah.
Ointment.
Hopefully this week will be the first week of my tenure, if that's what you want to say, that I haven't had awful issues with the audio that's been recorded. So
fingers crossed. The night is young.
Yeah, the night is young indeed. Oh, so we're here on Monday night after a long Easter weekend for all of us, by the sounds of it.
Yep.
Recording episode 59 of Pleasure Explosion.
59.
Nah, half nice.
Nice.
So close.
So, yeah.
But you could have thought that with every 9 that we've
Nice.
that we've had so far. Nice. Something 9. I'm actually at that point whenever the time is something 20.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even need to just be 4:20 anymore. It can be 5:20. It can be 8:20. It can be 2:20. Always look at it. Blaze it.
There you go.
Just looking at the time.
Love it.
I'm sure some people will look for any excuse.
Oh yeah, and not that I.
It's 4:20 somewhere. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's a fair point. If it is 20 where I am, it's
4:20 somewhere.
4:20 somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even at some of the 50s, it'll be.
Yeah.
No.
In Adelaide, it'll be.
It won't always be 4:20 somewhere, but there'll be particular 50s where it will be 4:20 somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you'll all be pleased to have that new information.
I'm sure there's some user who's got a list, so he knows when he's allowed to.
Yeah, when
Celebrating,
when he's allowed to
celebrating
blaze
Rio de Janeiro.
And
Got 20 over there.
it. And we're on. And I imagine you then don't wait for the next hour. You're probably just having a good time.
Yeah.
At that point. Yeah.
Maybe it wears off after an hour and then you've got an excuse to go again.
Pretty sure that's how it works.
That's how it works, right? I've never done drugs.
you should try it. They're great.
Jono, would you care to comment?
I don't know. Is that my introduction? Or do you not do that
sure.
anymore?
I generally don't. I just sort of, we talk as we go around the circle, but we can note that, Jono, you're back this week.
Back.
We've stolen you away for maybe an hour or so.
It's good to be
Where
here.
have you been?
Oh, I've just been doing my thing, putting in work and writing and playing Ni no Kuni, just like Ash. But yeah, it's a long weekend, and I've got tomorrow off too because it's Hannah's birthday. So I'm pretty happy
birthday,
to be where I am right now. Yeah.
Nice.
So 5 days off.
Marijuana, of course.
Pardon?
I said smoking marijuana, of course.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
I didn't expect so. And another special introduction or reintroduction or something of the sort. Jack is joining us this week. You've heard him already, and you hopefully know him reasonably well. Jack,
I'm back.
Oh dear.
How
What are you doing here?
This was a mistake.
What am I doing here? Just crashing
Yeah.
the party. Just thought I'd
fair
come
enough.
back for a
Yeah.
for a little family reunion. You know how it is. Thanks for having me.
I do. As we sort of promised and said, you'd be back with some frequency and
Yeah.
just here to hang out and shoot shit for an hour, which is essentially all Pleasure Explosion is at this point. But we have a good time catching up and making it.
Absolutely.
What did you do for the long weekend, Jack? We kind of had a brief go over with Jono.
What a fuck. I had a hectic weekend. It went so bloody quick. Thursday night, I think I streamed. I can't remember now.
You did.
I believe I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And then,
What are you streaming?
Far Cry 5, which is fantastic. It's
Where
fantastic.
are you streaming it?
Twitch.tv/cruisy_mate. You can go over there and
Why
check
has
that
it
out.
still got an underscore?
Branding.
Stubbornness.
I should. Yeah, I think at this point it is just stubbornness. Well, you know what? when I can change my PSN name, I'll change the
Yeah, that's a good. Well, I'll do that. I will anyway.
Will you like lose all of your Twitch mana at that point, or what's the deal with that?
No, I don't think so. No, I think it's just like anything. You can just change the URL. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked into it.
You can. NATO just changed his.
Yeah, I noticed that. He's ditched the.
I just noticed his Twitter handle's changed.
I know NATO or something.
That's it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't like it. Change it back.
Change it back, NATO. This is a shout out.
I didn't notice.
What else did I do? Friday.
Probably like 3 months he's had it, and none of us have noticed.
Yeah,
It was last week.
Okay.
yeah, fairly recent. Friday, I had my cousin and his family over for dinner. We had fish and chips and a few drinks and stuff like that. And then Saturday played golf, and then cooked wings and burgers, and then went into like a food coma on Saturday night. Played some more Far Cry. Sunday went to the football, which was wildly disappointing. And then went back to Sal's mum's place and caught up with brother-in-law and sister-in-law and had a few drinks and whatnot. And today was just a bit of a write-off because my son decided it was a good idea to wake up at 4:30 in the morning today. It was just fucking fantastic.
Champion.
Yeah, so that was good. Watched
Sounds
some Big
like
Mouth. It was good.
Pretty heavy alcohol-fueled weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
You got there.
I didn't drink heaps last night because I was late to the party. So they all caught up for lunch during the day. Had like barbecue and whatever else, and
started drinking.
Yeah, they all were drinking. But I didn't get there because I went to the football, so I didn't get there until like 7 o'clock at night. So by the time I got there, they were all wasted, and I was sort of entering the party late, and had a few beers and you know, actually, Sal's sister has gotten me into drinking straight vodka. Just straight vodka with just like a shit ton of ice.
Do they do that like starting at lunchtime?
I think I'm not sure. I think she's on this vodkas now, but I think she starts on wine and then eventually gets to just straight vodka. But it's actually pretty good. But you can't have like cheap vodka. It has to be. She always has like Grey Goose or something like that. So
yeah, no, it would be like nail polish remover.
Yeah, which is I wouldn't recommend. But if you got something good like Grey Goose or something like that, by all means.
It's one of the only alcohols that I can't get around vodka.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I don't mind a good.
I don't know if it was like a bad experience or what, but yeah, just especially straight, I just can't even fathom it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you have to have good vodka. Like, there's a distinct difference between like cheap vodka, like Smirnoff and that kind of stuff, and a Grey Goose or something along those lines.
I was just thinking that potentially the last time I was drinking vodka straight was when I was 17 and or 18 and sneaking out of home at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night with a bottle of vodka in my bag and just walking up the street to meet some friends. And then we'd just kind of drink on the street or in the park at the middle of the night.
Those are the days, eh?
It was either a regular Smirnoff, just like the red label kind of thing, or Smirnoff Vanilla.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I can that Smirnoff Vanilla. As I said that word, I can kind of taste it in the back of my mouth, and it partly tastes like vomit.
Yeah.
And that's actually also the reason for a number of street signs that are in the back of my old bedroom cupboard at Mum and Dad's house. Which I found again this weekend because we went up to Hamilton for a few nights, and Mum and Dad they're not really talking about moving anytime soon, but are starting to think about we don't need 4 bedrooms and 2 lounges for 2 50-something, nearly 60-year-old people.
There's only so many times they can bang in your old bedroom before the novelty wears off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was going through all of the shit of my old bedroom, which actually is more of a guest room at this point anyway.
Yeah.
But found those in the back of the cupboard, which is a bit of a laugh. I still have Thomas Road here with me, like in my house in Wellington, which was one I stole on one of those sorts of nights. I just one night, for some reason, and youth stupidity and drunkenness, instead of stealing the actual, well, I shouldn't have said stealing, but instead of taking home the sign from the pole, a friend and I decided it would be a good idea to take the pole itself as well.
Because why the fuck not?
Concrete and all, which Dad found the following morning in our front garden. Was very confused as to what it was doing there, and I had to.
I love the image of your dad like standing there like in his like slippers and robe on the front lawn with his like newspaper under his arm, scratching his chin, going,
This isn't meant to be here.
He's just looking around. He's like, how did that get there?
I have to imagine he knew exactly what was going on because he's not an idiot. But 17-year-old idiot me thought that I could easily talk my way around it, and never got into any trouble or anything like that. It was like, do you know how that got there? Don't know what you're talking about. I was fast asleep. And that's kind of
was your
end of
excuse?
story.
Don't know, I was asleep. Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
great.
Fine. So your room that's right at the front of the house next to the road, you didn't notice anything, didn't hear anything, somebody leaving an entire street sign behind? No, nothing? Cool. Fine.
Yep.
That's an acceptable answer.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
Do you still have like posters and stuff in your former bedroom, Tom?
No, there's nothing in there now, really. As I say, it's much more of a guest room than it is my bedroom. I think shortly after I left, all of the posters and stuff got taken down.
What posters did you have?
Oh, what did I have? So I went through a roll of posters and threw most of them out like last night. There was some like various WRC ones, World Rally Championship, Subaru posters, because that's a thing.
Was it the blue one?
Say it again.
Oh, it was definitely
the Colin McRae
WRC blue.
Yeah.
Various like performance car magazine posters. What else? I found a Toy Story poster that I haven't had up forever. That's the only poster that I kept. Was this Toy Story one, like absolute tattered piece of shit, but probably the worst condition of all of the posters, and I didn't throw it out. From Claire. What are you going to do with that? You're going to put it up sometime? Well,
maybe.
Now that you say that, maybe I will get it framed and put it up in the man cave I will have one day.
There's still heaps of like
awesome
Michael Jordan
Toy Story
posters in my old bedroom. Just haven't been taken down yet. Not as many as there were when I lived there, but still there.
That was going to be my question. The whole like it seems like such an American thing. Like you move out and your parents keep your bedroom the way it was, and like the kid comes home for Christmas,
Thanksgiving,
whatever, Thanksgiving, and they go into their room and it's it's all set up the same linen and like everything's in its spot. Like it seems so weird. Like as soon as I was out, my parents were like, everything goes in the bin. If you don't take it with you, we're throwing it out.
It's gone. Yeah. Well, we're fast approaching that point. Like Mum said, she's like, over the next couple of years, the next few trips you come home,
next years,
you need to sort this shit out, because if it comes to moving day or like close to moving day, and there's anything that's not Mum and Dad still in that house, it will go in a skip. Which I am 1,000% sure will actually happen. They'll just biff stuff, and there's some cool stuff that can't be thrown out.
Well, you better get it.
Yeah, you better
Game
take
Boys
it to your house.
Yeah, well, the issue is I don't have a huge amount of space here for all that sort of stuff that I want to keep but don't have.
So you want to have your cake and eat it too, Mister. No one needs to have a house to themselves.
Yep.
Or a car.
I absolutely do.
Well, you know what the solution is. You help your parents move, and then you move all that stuff to their new place.
To the new house. Yeah. Well, I
hide
managed to... So, like, Mum had cleaned out some drawers and, like, you know those kind of banana boxes?
No.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they don't have the
they've got,
lid
like,
on
the
them.
open square
Yeah.
in the top and the bottom. Yeah. So you had a banana box full of stuff. There was, like, clothes and all sorts of other horse shit in there. Had that jam-packed with stuff she'd pulled out of these drawers.
She
Went
really
through all
could.
of that.
She really shouldn't keep the horse shit with the clothes.
No.
No, it's why it smells funny. She thought it was like Teenage Boy, but it was actually the Teenage Boy's horse shit collection.
Yeah. The manure collection.
Mums think they know everything, but
No.
so I managed to clean out most of like half, 3/4 of this box of stuff, and then refill it back up with stuff from the cupboard that I went through. I was like, oh, well, all of this stuff is going into the box. This is like my new cannot be thrown out box. And I'll slowly just sort of whittle down what is in that box and what is still in cupboards and still in drawers till I have like, cool, here is this banana box worth of stuff that I'm happy to bring back to Wellington and put in a cupboard here as opposed to a cupboard at Mum and Dad's house. Yeah.
My parents still have like a lot of like old magazines, basketball and PlayStation magazines, and even like PS2 games and in their like cases and everything like that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't dare throw them out.
My parents are
Until
like,
they do.
Yeah, I guess.
My parents like not hoarders, but I mean, I don't want to say hoarders because that gives like the impression of, like the
Newspapers in the garage.
newspapers and shit. There was newspapers, but when Dad, when Dad passed away, I went to like his house to like clear it out and tidy up and like look for the will and whatever. And I spent like the like a full day there just going through boxes of things to like try and find this will, like boxes, and like I'm talking the dozens and dozens of boxes. So every cupboard had like 2 or 3 boxes in them. Every bed in the house had like boxes underneath it. Like every linen cupboard in the garage, there's just boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff, all just filled with like paperwork and whatever. And I like got them all out and I was just like going through them all, and the amount of shit that mum and dad had kept over the years. And I know that like I could say like most of it was driven by mum, because she's just very much like, oh, you can't throw that out because we might need it one day. I'm talking like
Receipts and
bank,
crap.
Receipts, like Bank of Melbourne statements from like 1991, like the like telecom phone bills and shit from before it was Telstra. And I'm talking shit like, just in case one day we might need to check that phone bill from 1991.
Turns out that you're overcharged 10 years ago.
Yeah. Overcharged
And the company doesn't
$5.
exist anymore to do anything about it.
Yeah, just the shit I found. I was like, oh my God, Mum. I'm like, what the fuck? And I asked her, I'm like, Mum, why have you got like this shit still? Like, oh, like she would like do like her tax returns and would keep all the paperwork from her tax returns, but for like the last 20 years. And it's like, I think the rule is like you have to keep the last 2 years. So
was like
in case
7.
you get audited.
Yeah, I thought it was 7. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I would
whatever.
still throw it out.
Well, she's still 30. Yeah, she's still 13 years
Over.
good on that. Yeah,
Just got the extra safe. Extra safe.
Collections of stuff for 20 years. I feel like I'm going to have the worst thing to throw away from my parents, or hopefully Mum can sort it out with Dad before they need to move. So shortly after we moved to New Zealand in 1996, so we arrived in September, and it might have been November or December of 1996, Autocar New Zealand released its first issue.
yeah.
Dad bought the first issue. Dad subscribed and has subscribed ever since.
Yeah.
And in their garage, there is every issue of Autocar New Zealand from the very first one in late 1996.
So that's
right
like
through
240.
today. Sorry?
It's about 240 issues, assuming it's 12 a
Holy
year.
fuck.
Yeah, it's 12 a year. So there are multiple hundred issues worth of Autocar.
That's crazy.
That's
just in boxes. But he's just
in case he needs them.
Is he like one of those has to keep it in mint condition
No, it's not
No?
even in mint condition. It's just
No?
like in a stack in an open cardboard box. It's like not in anything sealed, not in anything anywhere fancy. It's just you may as well just start burning them. Like, can we start using this as kindling in the fire? 'Cause they've
Would he
got
miss
a real
them
fire.
if they disappeared? Like, would he go, "Hey, where's my issue 5?"
Hey, where's my autocar magazine?
I
Who's been
don't
fucking with my autocar?
Individual issues, I'm not sure if he would notice they were gone. But if we were to remove the entire box,
Yeah, he'd probably
he
notice
would
something was up.
certainly notice that the entire box of autocars is gone.
Like a
Unfortunately,
whole section of the garage suddenly is available. Yeah.
there's things like
But Tom, you're a collector. Like, you enjoy collecting stuff.
yeah,
You must get it from
I think
him.
I said to him that he just needs to like donate it to Papa or something like that. Like,
Who's
this-
Papa?
Yeah, who's Papa?
Te Papa is the National Museum.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just needs to donate it to some kind of collection like that. Like, it's not worth dick to anyone anywhere. And if you want to try and do something meaningful with it, just ship it all to Wellington
And they'll
give
throw it in the bin.
Give it to the National Museum,
might.
and maybe they will throw it in the bin.
Something like that could be worth something like one day. Like those like magazines and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but that's
If you've got
I don't know.
that's
Some
the kind
people
of thing
like
that
that
you
stuff.
like.
It's not like
that
Spider-Man
your
or
awful
something.
collecting person kind of hangs on to.
Yeah, I guess auto
And that's why I've got
fucking
like
monthly
60
as
but
amiibo. in
New
my
Zealand
cupboard.
autocar. Very niche. Very
Yeah,
rare.
it's all in New Zealand dollars. It wouldn't make any sense to you.
I think my dad has Wheels magazines from like the 70s and stuff, and they are kind of cool to look through and be like, oh, this is like what the Commodore looked like in 1987 or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah. All,
If you're
all
into
my
that
dad
kind of
had
thing.
was a heap. All my dad has was a heap of Penthouse magazines that I threw out. That was pretty much.
Equally, what you could do is go to Wikipedia for that sort of stuff now to see what a Series 1
Yeah.
Commodore looked like.
But it's like if you had like, I don't know how long Empire magazine's been out, but if you had like Empire magazine from 1998 and it has photos from The Phantom Menace, this movie's going to be awesome, and all, like, you know, you get like what it was like at the time, or you know, reading
bit of a time capsule.
reading my PlayStation magazines, I'm like looking through and reading the review for Metal Gear Solid when it came out, and that even at the time they could tell how important that game was. It's pretty cool. Like, it is an interesting timestamp of culture and criticism.
I guess Damon Hatfield does that on GameScoop. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys listen to it.
I
but
do.
He does like they go through
It's Nintendo Power or something, isn't it?
Uh,
Or the PC
EGM,
one.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that's right.
EGM. They like he just goes back a random number of years and looks at an issue from that particular month. So every month he does like his retro gaming news thing, and they just kind of have a laugh about how shit it is for the most part.
Yeah, they're like,
Which is-
it has 3D graphics.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you hoard anything, Ash? Are you
Yeah,
a
I
hoarder?
did hoard magazines. I had a huge stack of Empire or Film Inc.
Yeah.
But then when we last moved, I sort of let a lot of them go. I did keep a lot of the ones for the Dark Knight.
Yep.
A lot of cool covers in that one. So yeah,
Do you get like
I do keep
special access being the newsagent worker you are?
no because you have to buy it because otherwise they rip the covers.
So you don't take the ones with ripped covers?
Yeah, no. Why would?
What
Why
do you
would I-
mean they rip the covers?
No, so to return the magazines that they don't sell, they have to send back ripped covers. Like tear the cover off the magazine.
Could you not
It's
just
a
take
thing.
one and
Proof of
keep it?
proof.
Do this process with me. So
Okay, so if you've got
the
an
newsagent
unsold
has
magazine,
bought
Or
some
newspaper.
magazines.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you tear off the cover of the magazine, send
Yeah.
that back, and you chuck the rest of the magazine out.
They get reimbursed.
Yeah,
Well, I should hope that you recycle the rest of them.
yeah. Of course, it goes in the recycling bin.
Good. But
Just down the street, throwing magazines into the air.
so like, and what? There's obviously something with the printers or the publishers or something that like I ordered 100 and only sold 58. So I can. Do you get like the whole 42
Yeah,
refunded?
whatever we paid for it. Yeah,
Wow, that's a pretty
Yeah.
cool deal. Is that all?
But
magazines? Is that like
they-
is that
they-
like an industry?
Yeah, it's a big thing.
there are some magazines that they want back that I think they try and resell later. But
But it's like newspapers and everything, right, Ash?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's cheaper than shipping it all back.
Yeah, of
Especially
course.
now.
Yeah, it is cheaper, but you would have thought, like... I guess the balance that they're trying to make there is that newsagents don't buy so few that they're always selling out. Like,
No,
so
yeah,
that there's always an issue on the shelf for anyone who wants to come in. So you buy enough, but knowing that you can just send them back if you don't sell them.
They've got heaps of data. They're always measuring it out, changing the amounts that get sent out and that sort of stuff.
The cost of printing is like negligible between like, 5,000 and 8,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's almost like...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But speaking of Empire, like what you were saying before, Ashley, I've actually got... I don't even subscribe or buy Empire really, but I remember getting it once, and it was when they had just announced the MCU, and it was like, here's the lineup of Marvel movies, Captain America, Thor, and all this, and it was like, oh wow, this is going to be awesome. And I remember talking to my friend, like walking home one night from being out, and we were like, man, there's going to be a Captain America movie, there's going to be like a Iron Man movie, this is going to be so good. Like, actually, it was after Iron Man had come out. I guess that was
probably already Iron
that
Man
might have been the litmus test for how well it was going to do. But I just remember thinking, like, this is huge, because up to then we'd kind of been starved for like that kind of movie apart from the X-Men series and Blade.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Joel Spider.
Yeah, I guess.
Man, I really want Blade to come into the MCU. That'd be
Blade is so cool.
Blade is who I played in
Ultimate
Marvel
Alliance.
Heroes Omega.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want Wesley Snipes to play him again?
Yes.
I could definitely have Wesley Snipes play him again.
I don't know if Wesley Snipes is acting anymore, is he?
Can we not just get Michael B. Jordan to play?
That would be
Blade?
dope. Yeah,
No,
he would be awesome.
he can't be Blade because he's already been somebody in the MCU.
Yeah, but that character, we can, come on.
Get him bitten
There's
by a
only one
vampire.
person that's
character
allowed to do. Well, actually, there are only two people that are allowed to do that. Stan Lee comes in with his cameos, and then the Asian dude from Captain America, who's also in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Look, Michael B. Jordan's already been the Human Torch. Let's just make him a third character.
Yeah, well, Chris Evans has already been the
different
Human Torch
universes.
as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's not
That's just a test to make sure you can be.
that's not the MCU.
It's an audition. You have to go through the Sony movies to get into the Marvel one.
Yeah,
It's a fictional movie universe. I'm sure that like they can be like, oh, he's got different hair. He must be Blade, and he's got teeth now.
It's his twin brother. He's also Wakandan.
I did see Boss Logic. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he did like a concept art of John Boyega as Blade.
Oh man,
it's pretty cool.
John Boyega
Yeah,
just said that he was talking to Marvel about working with them on some upcoming movie. So maybe that's what it is.
I saw he was in the new Pacific Rim that I heard
he
was
is.
terrible.
He was. I didn't see the first one.
Did you see the second one?
No, I didn't see the second one either.
But it's terrible. Apparently,
It is
according to
terrible.
Tom.
I
It's a movie, so it must be terrible.
Take it to the bank.
I heard it was okay.
I was like, I don't really want to see Jax and Clay playing some completely different characters against each other and
Who are
potentially
Jackson
getting
Clay?
on. Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, because they were in the first one. And also, there was a particular point in time where, for some reason, and I genuinely have no idea why, but I might have heard a joke or something. Every time I hear Pacific Rim now,
Yeah.
Jack already knows.
Yeah.
All I can think is Pacific Rim Job. And I'm like,
59.
yeah, episode 59. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why it would be a Pacific one. I don't know why I would
Maybe
be
you
thinking
went to
about
like
that in
Hawaii.
general.
You went to Hawaii or something, and
Yeah.
you got a little bit of a special
your-
something after your massage.
Your butthole.
Ashley.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is spoilers for what do you want to watch, but I saw that you saw Ready Player One.
Yes.
Can you talk
did.
about it, or are you saving it for that shit?
I think I'll save it. I enjoyed it. I think I hadn't read the book, so take it with a grain of salt. Mm-hmm. I'll say that much.
I don't subscribe to the whole thing about you have to read the book to enjoy.
No, I think you can enjoy the movie, but I think you go in with a different experience.
Gone Girl was still a good movie, and I didn't read that book. And he says cunt. It sounds really funny too when Ben Affleck says it.
It sounds funny when you say says. I was just watching Max Landis' Instagram story. He was talking about how great Ready Player One was. Have you been watching those stories, Jack?
I sometimes do, and then sometimes they get really weird. I'm like, he's on drugs again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to watch this.
They're still pretty entertaining.
Most of the time they're Instagram. He went to New York the other day and did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
I
3
saw that
dance in the street. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
That was
No.
great.
I missed that one.
He was doing the thing, like he come out of the thing, he was doing the clapping and the it's great.
For some reason, I every now and again, and by that I mean maybe twice, check to see if he's like back on Twitter or not.
Yeah. No,
He's done.
For no apparent reason, but yeah,
He's not coming back to Twitter, I don't think.
Yeah, there's just nothing, and his name's still Watch Dirk Gently.
Yeah, season 3 or something.
22nd of January or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So it was just like quite surprising to hear you say that he's on Instagram. I thought it was just like social media blackout. But
No, one of his first
he's just like
his comeback
off Twitter.
Instagram story was like he was in the gym
like,
working
"No more-"
out. And he's like,
yeah,
no
he's
more
like,
tweets,
"No more tweets."
no more tweets.
Yeah, he's a strange cat. Like I find him very, very entertaining, but sometimes I watch his Instagram stories, and sometimes they're quite funny, and sometimes I think he's being purposefully being like provocative with some of the things he says to like get a rise out of people, and then sometimes I'm like genuinely concerned for his well-being, and I'm like,
Yeah, I remember you talking about that once. I missed that one.
He was having like I was watching his story, and this was a couple of months ago now, but he was having like a genuine like freak out. Like he was on drugs and he was like freaking out, and he's like, he was just talking gibberish and being like, the men's are coming to get me, and he's like it was actually like frightening to watch. I'm like, fuck, this dude's like tripping balls hard, and
Psychedelics.
he was like,
But at least he knew to get the gram.
he was he was like drooling all over himself and just speaking gibberish, and I was like, fuck, is this guy alright? And I just like replied to his story just saying, are you okay? Just because I was like, fuck, I don't know. And then the next morning he posted a story, like a reply to his story, and he's like, thanks everyone who like checked to see if I was okay. Yes, I'm fine. I took this drug. It's a sleeping pill, and it makes you, if you have it with something else in conjunction with something else, it makes you go crazy and do this, that, and the other. It turns you into like the worst thing. And so I don't know whether that was legit or whether he was on some psychedelics and was just having a freak out, or whether he was was actually on some prescription medication or something like that. But I was just like, fuck, he's gonna like wee out and die if he keeps going like this.
He liked Ready Player One anyway.
Yeah. When is he going to be on putting in work, Jono?
Oh gosh, that would be interesting. I wouldn't even.
He knows who you are.
I wouldn't even know where to start. Yeah.
He is a fan.
Yeah, he's a fan. I don't know. I'll work my way up to him. I'll wait for him to get back on GOG, if that ever happens, and then I can use that line that I like to use, which is, previous guests of mine include all the kind of funny people, your friends over in Kind of Funny. So that seems to be working.
Well, I don't think he will have forgotten who they are at this point. So
No, but I don't know if they're friends anymore. I was thinking about like, can they have him back on? Like, I think they're maybe too sensitive to their audience to have someone like him on there that is a controversial figure. Like, I can't think of a controversial figure that they've had on. I'm not sure. Can you think of anyone?
Khalifa.
Mia Khalifa.
Is she a controversial figure? Like, I know that she's obviously a former adult film star, but
she's quite provocative again in the way that she sort of interacts with people on. Like she's like the queen of like the hot take. So she just like spouts shit,
right?
And then people just attack her, and then she attacks her. So it's like the
they
circle
also
of
send pictures of their penises.
The Mia Khalifa social media circle of life is she comes out and says something dumb and provocative. People attack her for being a porn star,
Like wrestling is shit that she said.
She comes out, she's like, these guys are idiots, or they're actors and they roll around on the mat in underwear and stuff. And of course, everyone jumps on that and they're like, "Oh, so you know, rolling around with dudes in their underwear, hey?" And like, you know, giving it to, and that's the right. I don't know whether she does it because it gets her clicks.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she knows.
I actually blocked someone on Twitter today who I don't know, and they don't know me, and it was kind of just I felt better for doing it because they did this. Like it'll have he'll probably never come up on my feed again anyway. But I was just like, morally, I have to block you because he was tweeting.
What was it?
He was tweeting about how like LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, but he went on this this rant.
I thought you were going to be like, he's saying something about Jesus or something really sexy. I was like, no, man, he was saying LeBron better than Jordan. Block.
No, it's Easter time and it's perfect for somebody to kind of throw down. And
no. It was actually like people often say about like the 90s and 80s, like defense was way tougher back then, and that's definitely true, I think. But he just picked all these examples of like bad defense where Jordan like dunked it or whatever, and there was like no one trying to stop him, and he's like, oh, like he was just being super like obnoxious and sarcastic about it, and it was like 20 gifs in a row just trying to make this point that defense was lazy back then, and they were all just like white gangly dudes that look like they work at a stock market or whatever, compared to now when everyone's like super athletic and everything. And it's like he's just picked all these examples. Like you can use a GIF or whatever to prove any point, or you can take one. It's like what you were saying, Jack, about like defending Colin Moriarty. Like you can pick anything out of context and like make it bend to your point about someone, exactly. And there's no like context there at all. So it just pissed me off, and I was like, block. Yeah. I showed that guy.
That's fine. Yeah. It's all right. We all know Kobe Bryant's the best of all time. How many Oscars has Michael Jordan got?
How many times has Kobe saved the world? Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Well, the Looney Tunes, when I say the world, I mean the world of Looney Tunes.
Kobe's a bad man. We don't like Kobe.
Next time on Grandstand Gurus...
Michael Jordan versus Kobe versus LeBron.
Real blast from the past.
Yeah.
I'm feeling physically ill at the moment.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm 99... No, I'm not 99% sure. I'm 100% sure it's because basically since I got home at midday on Friday, I've been constantly eating chocolate eggs. Like, Mum just had bowls of chocolate eggs on the table, like a bowl, like crunchy eggs, Mars eggs, caramello ones, and they're the ones that are like
they're like a good,
perfect.
like
The reasonably small.
They're like
perfect,
a quail egg.
Yeah.
They're like a quail egg.
A quail egg. Perfect, like throw in the mouth, chomp, 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 all the flavors you want. And these
so
bowls,
good.
it was almost like we were in the Great Hall in Harry Potter, and these bowls were just constantly filling up as you took things out of them.
It's like the never-ending packet of Tim Tams.
They're probably small enough that you don't feel bad eating one as well.
Yeah,
eat like
no, you
50
don't.
of them.
You don't feel bad, and then all of a sudden you've eaten like 12, and there's a big pile of wrappers sitting next to you. Because I'm like
Pile of
on
shame.
the couch, I'm playing Rainbow Moon, I'm just chilling, having a good time. And then you like finish a battle, eat an egg, save. Finish a battle, eat an egg, save. Was kind of like the cycle I was going through, and
it's a lot of savings.
Sorry.
Sal yelled at me like yesterday morning. Surprise, surprise. But she on Saturday night, like I went off to play. Like we both had like she bought eggs. Like so she bought like the Cadbury's. She bought herself some like Lindt dark chocolate eggs, and she bought me like the little tiny like Cadbury just dairy milk eggs and the caramel eggs. Oh, so good. And so I took them with me to play.
Chocolate.
Hey,
I said you're not good enough for Lindt chocolate.
Me? No, apparently not. But I didn't want... I like the Cadbury. Cadbury's my jam. And I took them with me to play Far Cry and ate both packets completely. And she went to get them out because my mum came over like Easter Sunday morning. She went to like get the packets out to like put it in like a bowl so people can, they're like, oh, if you want to have an egg or whatever with your coffee in there. And she's like, Jack, where are those bags of eggs? I'm like, I ate them. She's like, what do you mean you ate them? I'm like, what do you mean? Fucking
Easter.
I ate them.
It's Easter.
You bought me
It's
chocolate
Easter.
for Easter, and it is
She's like-
gone. But
She's like, now there's no eggs for anyone else. I'm like, oh, fuck, stiff shit.
Well, what you did wrong there was admitting to eating them. Because you could very easily have said, "I don't know where the eggs are," and then
She
she's
saw me with
misplaced
them.
them. Or
There's no
something's
video
gone wrong
footage
and-
or anything.
She saw me with them.
It's on Twitch.
Oh, did she?
It's on
Twitch.tv/Cruising.
She goes and checks the VOD.
Do you
I
think
wasn't
she
actually-
would be like? She would care enough to go back and watch the VOD and watch you count your way through the eggs.
She wouldn't know what a VOD is. But I wasn't streaming either, so that was that thing. But question for you guys.
Yeah.
What is your favourite Easter egg?
Oh man, I do like the crunchy one. I haven't had one for a long time, but I remember getting like, I don't know what size it was. It's not quite the 1 kilogram, but it's like I don't know. You know, it's pretty. It's I'm gesturing,
Yeah,
but it's
it's a
quite
big-
big, and it was just
big one.
crunchy
Yeah, they're big,
chocolate.
solid.
It's really good.
Yeah. And you can just eat it for like days because you just break a little bit off at a time.
It doesn't last days for me.
You smash your fucking hand through the middle of it and just... Yeah.
See, my issue with trying to pick a favorite Easter egg is often all you get is the same fucking chocolate egg, and it's just in a different box with like a crunchy bar or
Yeah, I don't
a
like that.
Moro
That's
bar or
lame.
something like that at the front, which is it's like
I feel like
it's kind of cheating.
I might be behind the game, but I don't feel like they're innovating with the Easter eggs very well. Like you got the cream egg,
Oh,
which was
no.
a huge innovation, you know, when that came out.
A couple of my
That's
favourites
also the
are
correct
newer
answer
ones.
for which is the best egg is a Cadbury
cream egg.
But you can't have like 5 of them, can you?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you fucking can.
I feel like
Challenge
And then you
dude.
feel like Tom does right now. That's
yeah.
so.
I feel like you'd go into like a Max Landis kind of like catatonic state
Yeah,
after
yeah.
5.
If you want to check my Twitter feed from maybe about 4 weeks ago, it could be 6 weeks ago, there was a point in one evening I bought a 4-pack of Cadbury cream eggs and took them home, and over the course of the evening ate all 4, and then I thought, oh man, I'm like feeling sick from eating all this chocolate, and I was like, please packet tell me that was 2 servings and not 4, and then nah, it's
4.
it's 4 servings. I was, I'm like twice as bad a human being as I thought that I might be.
That is great. What about you, Ash?
No, I guess I'm just plain chocolate, like the Lindt chocolate bunnies. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the gold ones?
Yeah.
Claire got me a white chocolate one of those.
Oh, that sounds
Oh, my
last year,
God.
or maybe the year before.
The
Jeez.
white ones are so good. Fuck yes.
Fantastic.
Is white chocolate the best chocolate?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
out of white
Oh,
milk
yeah,
and dark?
No doubt.
I think it
Oh,
is.
fuck.
Especially if it's
I
got
don't-
like a bit of like, you know, cookies and cream, that
or
kind of thing.
something.
Yeah. The top deck.
Milky bar with
bar with cookies.
cookies.
That is
That is pretty fucking good.
it's like king of chocolate bars basically.
White chocolate is pretty good. I still like dairy milk chocolate. Cadbury dairy milk for me is still the like the number one. But white chocolate is like right there behind it. Jono, what's your favourite Easter egg?
Easter egg. I said crunchy.
Oh, crunchy.
Yeah.
That's right. So
I also said there's been a lack of
when you
innovation, and you were going to correct me.
yes. So
What
there's
is,
a,
what
so
is a, actually what is a crunchy Easter egg like?
It's just got bits of crunchy, like the honeycomb
Little specks.
mixed through the chocolate.
oh
Yeah.
So they've got
Alright.
crunchies and just put them in a mold.
Yeah. It
just
makes
cut up a
yeah,
bunch
put them in an egg-shaped mold.
it makes it a little
That actually
crunchy.
doesn't sound like a bad idea.
it's quite nice. It's like honeycomb crunch to like a Cadbury like an Easter egg.
Where does one acquire such an Easter egg?
Coles?
Woolies.
Supermarket?
Confectionery place. We have a good
Countdown.
confectionery sold.
All right.
Any good retailer.
Any good retailer.
I'll go to the supermarket tomorrow because it's going to be cheap.
They'll all
as
be on
chips
sale.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've got a buyback policy like probably not.
No.
They just strike
doubt
50% off the price.
Yeah.
So I mean, the cream egg is obviously in there, but I have like a few. So the cream egg is the fucking bomb, and then there's 2 newer ones which I think are just fucking awesome. There's the Oreo egg, Cadbury Oreo egg, which is sort of like, it's kind of like a Cadbury cream egg, but with like Oreo flavor is the cream. It is fucking you beauty, mate.
Yeah?
Don't worry about that. Yeah. And then the other one, I tried for the first time the other night. I bought a packet for Sal and I to have. Ferrero Rocher Easter egg.
Ooh, that sounds
That sounds interesting.
So it's like a Ferrero Rocher. It's like an Easter egg, but like a Ferrero Rocher without like the spiky bits around the side.
Yeah.
Makes sense? So it's like a smooth egg and you bite into it and it's like there's like the layer of chocolate on the outside and then underneath the chocolate there's like a crispy, like the crispy shell. And then inside that is like the hazelnut goo.
Whippy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they were fucking, mate.
I've got
Bellissimo.
something to admit now that you've mentioned Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
So we got back from Hamilton this morning, and I was like, cool, I've eaten chocolate all fucking weekend. Not going to touch it now. Just, I've got to have like a week off. I've probably got a light sugar headache that I've had since like Friday afternoon. This is not good for me. I need to stop. And the Airbnb guest that we had, she actually incidentally learnt her name on the note saying thank you that she wrote when she left after 5 weeks.
What?
She's been there for 5
What were you
weeks.
calling her?
5 weeks.
What were you calling her up to today?
Dude and other such pronouns I consider gender neutral.
I wouldn't
or
have said
maybe
dude was
lady
gender
ones.
neutral.
I don't
but-
think dude is gender neutral.
No.
It is.
Mate.
I don't
I don't know
know.
if this is true or not, but I was told in like the 8th grade
Chief.
the dude
I've
is
discussed it with some people at work, and
You came to
it
that
was kind of
conclusion.
50-50, but
Cuz.
I think when it's
Wait, hang on.
50-50, it's not conclusive.
She's been staying with you for 5 weeks.
she was staying for 5 weeks. Like, she walked in, and it was because her sister she was from Indonesia, and her sister had made the booking for her because she was 17 when she arrived, apparently, and couldn't through Airbnb's policy, and couldn't lie about her age like everybody else would have done. And so she comes in, and it's just like, "Hey, I'm Thomas." Shake her hand. "Hello."
Ah, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We've got another opportunity when Claire gets home, and she can introduce herself to Claire. And had the exact same thing. "Oh, hi, I'm Claire." And I'd sort of coached Claire about, I haven't heard her name, I need to figure this out. And she didn't give it to Claire either. So we went for 5 weeks not having a clue what her name was.
So it wasn't on
Claire
the
was
app.
kind of quietly joking about it.
It didn't
was
say.
that saying?
It didn't say in the app like my sister blah 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 is coming
Nope.
to stay.
Nope, it just said my sister is.
And
you
how
didn't
do
go
you,
through her
This
stuff
booking is
looking
on
for a
behalf of my
passport.
sister.
you told us the name on Facebook, but how do you actually pronounce it?
I think it's like
You wouldn't know because you never said it.
Viana or something like that.
Maybe she couldn't pronounce it, and that's why she didn't say it.
Yeah, it could be.
That's likely.
Her English was very good. So she'd stayed for ages, had a good time, left us a tray of 24 Ferrero Rochers.
and you
Oh,
thought,
my
I need to
goodness.
eat this right now.
And I thought, I'm going to be sick if I have any of those anytime soon. I'm going to take the tray to work, and I'll just like put it on the bench and be like, people, please eat this chocolate. Like, I
don't
can't.
do that.
And I imagine people at work will feel the same tomorrow. But then proceeded to have 3 of them after dinner tonight, because there are 3 different flavors, and I just wanted
'Cause you're
to
a
check.
pig.
Just want to make sure they taste right for your co-workers.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to go and eat a Ferrero Rocher as soon as we're done with this. My mother-in-law made these cakes, these little like mini chocolate cupcakes yesterday, and they've got Nutella on the top as the icing and then like a Ferrero Rocher plonked in it.
Chances are reasonably high I will also eat a Ferrero Rocher after finishing with this.
Oh, I'm fairly certain I have diabetes now after this weekend. Like you can almost confirm it.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know if that's a thing. Like, does just anybody get diabetes like that, or do you have to be predisposed to it in some respect?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong members of the Explosion Network about this.
Is that a
I
known
need Nick
thing?
for this
Yeah.
one.
I feel like
There are risk factors,
Speaking-
like they'll look
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
if you've had any kind of checkup for that specifically. They'll measure your waist and they'll measure your blood pressure, and they'll say you're at risk, so be careful. Or they'll say you're fine, eat what you want.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
I measured
Also-
my waist today.
so we recorded It Is What It Is on Friday.
Yep.
Tom and
We
I
did what we
Friday
did,
morning,
yes.
which posted this morning, Monday, and
It posted.
we
when
mentioned it posted when it posted. I mentioned on the show Sammy Deej, who's part of 8-Bit, was in hospital. He had some blood sugar things, and we were sort of concerned for his well-being because all of a sudden he's like, "I'm in hospital. I don't know what's going to happen." Fucking rah rah rah. And then he's sitting in. He posted like a tweet today, and he's like, "So I have diabetes now."
Oh my!
That
I missed that one.
sucks.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So,
I saw that this morning.
Far out.
Like, damn, Sammy Deej, Jesus.
How do you do that to yourself?
Ate probably too much sugar, I guess.
Yeah, or beers maybe.
Maybe.
That happened to a guy that used to work or still does like play in bands around town, but that I used to work with reasonably closely, booking bands at Molly's. Just started feeling rough one like Sunday morning, but a different kind of hangover, kind of thing. And he basically just drunk himself to diabetes,
Fuck.
Damn. That's a lot of drinking.
Chewing.
which isn't great.
No, I'd imagine not.
But I think at that point he must have been in like his late 30s or something like that, and been playing in bars around town for decades potentially, and yeah,
Nasty.
All right.
yeah, not great.
The old type
You don't
2.
want to do that to yourself.
No, definitely not. You want to avoid that, I think.
Yeah, you want to avoid all diseases generally.
Is it a disease?
Except the clap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a disease.
Or a medical condition. I don't know.
Yeah. How do we
No, diabetes is a disease.
how do we classify a disease in that case?
I'm going to look up diabetes.
In
I'm
gonna look up
classifying
disease.
diseases?
Well,
That's why I brought you both here.
they call it they call it a condition.
Yeah.
So,
But they call
oh
it-
no, hold on. Here we go. A group of diabetes, a group of diseases that result in too much sugar in the blood. There you go.
Is it just an incurable disease then? In that case,
Yes. It can be
Wikipedia
managed,
says
but
it's a
I've found
metabolic
something
disorder. So I don't know.
Fuck Wikipedia. Google told me it was a disease.
If you want to hear
Whatever.
Wikipedia, it says a disease is a particular abnormal condition that affects part or all of an organism not caused by external force, and that consists of a disorder of a structure or function, usually serving as an evolutionary disadvantage. The study of disease is called pathology. Blah blah blah.
That's a mouthful.
so
isn't it?
is that saying that a disease is something that's an evolutionary disadvantage?
It says it usually serves as one, but it says it's not caused by external
no,
force, as in injury. It's like like
So-
cancer.
So
So
like
you don't
a-
get a divorce by like stubbing. You don't get a disease from like stubbing.
get
your toe.
divorced.
You don't get a divorce from stubbing your toe. You might be get a divorce. Depends. Stub your toe, yell at your wife, she kicks you out.
Yeah, wrong word comes out.
Yeah. Fucking. Not you, Dal. No.
And then she doesn't believe you.
Yeah, she hits you over there with a frying pan.
Yeah, it all goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, like, reminded me then of this kind of exercise I went through. Is actually out drinking Friday 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, with someone from work who was just like, it was a take particular risk, like professionally, because what's the worst that could happen, like in taking this risk, and then this kind of
Death.
escalating. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
That ended up with me being raped actually it was
What?
it was my worst case scenario thing ended up with me dying from AIDS, having been raped in the shower for committing murder or something, or committing manslaughter. And what's the worst that can happen if that happens, and what's the worst if that happens, and what's the worst if that happens, was kind of funny.
I feel like that's like the end point for you could almost get to that from any like situation.
Oh, yeah.
Like I stubbed my
Yeah,
toe,
yeah.
and then I got raped, and it ended with me being raped in the shower.
Yeah. I did feel that way to the point where he was like, he said he'd gone through this coaching, like professional coaching with some person that he paid lots of money, that it took him like weeks or months to reach this kind of conclusion, that I managed to, like, the third time doing this exercise where he said, and what's the worst that could happen, like twice. I was just like, the worst that could happen is implausible and there's no fucking reason why I shouldn't do the thing that you're suggesting that I should do. And he's like, nailed it, knew you were a smart guy. That took me weeks worth of this kind of counselling, sort of professional development stuff to get to, and you've got there just this evening.
It reminds me of like that scene in The Office, the British one, where they're doing like the business development session.
Yeah,
and he's like role playing as the like hotel manager, and the guy's like role playing as a customer. He's like, I've got a complaint, and he goes, I think there's been a rape up there. Yeah, that's not where we wanted. That's not where it was meant to be going. Sometimes the complaint will be false.
What a great show.
It is.
Free love on the free love freeway.
That's it.
I think I asked Ash and Nick the other week, or maybe mentioned it, but have any of you watched Humanity?
I haven't yet.
No.
It's on my list. I've been watching a lot of stand-up specials lately. Actually going to see Arch Barker tomorrow night in Melbourne.
Oh, he's good.
Ooh, I love
After seeing the comedy gala last week, in a bit of a mood for comedy. So, did you watch it on TV, Ash?
No, I didn't, but I used to watch it all the time as a kid. I'd videotape it and then watch it over and over again.
You can probably catch it on like ABC, like iView or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
My boy Matt O'Kine hosted it.
Yes, he was excellent. I actually shot off
I love Matt O'Kine.
in the intermission. I shot an email to his agent being like, "I host the podcast."
I've had
you got
the
Matt
entire
O'Kine.
cast and crew of Kinda Funny on.
No, for him, I used the. I've got enough people now that I can kind of pull from, and I'm like, John Safran, Gatesy from Tripod, you know, and then stand-up comedian Nick Scarpino.
Fuck, if you got Matt O'Kine, oh my god.
I haven't had a response.
He's like,
but
I love Matt O'Kine. He's seriously my favourite comedian.
nominated
He's
for
so
a Logie, I think.
Is he really? Oh, for the other guy.
Best newcomer or something. Yeah,
probably
for his
the other
TV
guy,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah, it's on Stan.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Sounds funny.
I almost got Stan back just to watch it, and I probably will eventually because he's like, fuck, he's just awesome. He's just so funny, and just the way he like quantifies everything. Like, I just think he's brilliant. I love
It's
it.
good.
Regardless, I do again recommend that
Humanity?
you go and watch Humanity. It is pretty fantastic.
I bladed. I was sitting there today trying to decide whether to play Far Cry or watch something on Netflix, and I bladed past it. And I almost started watching it.
You could do both.
I almost watched it.
I know you're not that kind of person, but I would.
No, I'm not. No.
Especially for Far
I
Cry.
almost-
I feel like Far Cry, you could watch something at the same time and just
Or
take
Far
it out of
Cry,
your
yeah.
outposts.
You could absolutely put it on your phone and just listen to it. You don't need to watch Ricky Gervais. The only thing that he does is like maybe once or twice kind of gestures, rubbing one out, and he drinks a beer a couple of times. Like, you don't need to.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I never. The
It's
only
not
time
physical
I've ever,
comedy.
Yeah, no. The only time I've ever like if I'm giving something my attention, I need to give it my attention. I can't like. The only time I've ever.
But that's what
like,
Twitch
done
streaming
both.
is. You're like paying attention to the chat. It's like kind of
Well,
distracting.
no, it definitely makes it hard to like. I like when I play a story-based game when I'm streaming. It makes it very hard to follow the story because you're trying to like at the same time not neglect the chat, focus on what the people are saying, thinking about the chat, look at the stream health, is it dipping, like what's going on, how many viewers, and and all of a sudden, fuck, what they say, where am I meant to go now, where's the fucking thing, like. Yeah, it's the only time I've ever done it was when I was grinding for trophies playing like the PGA golf game on PS4. I got the platinum in that one year and like a couple of years back, and I was just listening to like episodes of Beyond.
What about like Rainbow Moon or something really grindy?
Yeah. I mean, possibly could, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I probably could.
Moon.
Yeah, Rainbow Moon, I definitely could.
Well,
maybe I'll try it next time.
regardless of how much of a chore streaming sounds like to you, Jack, if people
I love
did
it.
actually
No, it's
want to
great.
tune in and watch you, where could they do that?
You can tune in twitch.tv/cruisy_mate. But I guess the day this posts, I will be streaming tomorrow night more Far Cry 5, which will be Friday, and then Saturday I will be streaming Mad Max.
Great game.
Yeah,
Excellent.
all things equal with the PS Plus store being updated, but otherwise
They're pretty good
more
with
Far
that.
Cry.
Yes.
Yeah, they
get
have been.
they
Yeah,
get
they have been
possible.
the last couple of years.
And whenever you get that comedian on to put in work, Jono, where could they find you talking about that?
Well, I'm on Twitter at Jono himself, and from there, I'm sure that you'll see links to my latest episode of Putting in Work, which going up as you hear this, it's with Mike DePlata from Monolith Productions, which made Shadow of War. He's the VP of what's it called?
Creative?
Creative.
design.
Yeah, I was going to say creativity, but that's not right. Yeah,
It's the VP of creativity.
he's the vice
He's the
president.
VP of
He's
imagination.
the vice president of creative, which is really interesting. He's a guy that grew up in Adelaide and Sydney and found a really interesting way into video games that you'll be probably surprised by with EA Sports. So check that out.
Did you ask if you can voice an orc in the next game?
I should have me and Kamal.
missed
Me and
opportunity.
Kamal.
Well,
Yeah.
The next game may or may not have orcs in it, Ash, from the secret squirrel stuff that we saw in the background.
Possibly.
You've been very quiet this week. Sorry, Ash.
No, that's all right.
If people wanted to engage with you, where could they do that?
They can find me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY.
And I'm sure
It's
you'll
a
have
thing.
more to say next week. And also on...
What do you want to watch? It was out this part. We're in the middle gap period. So
Middle between
you'll
what?
hear me
Next
talk about
week.
Ready Player One next Friday, not
yeah.
tomorrow. Next
cool.
Friday.
What are you watching? What do you want to watch? And what's your
It's a
watch along?
secret, which is
You're
code
not
for I
telling me.
don't know yet.
You can find me on Twitter at TomDaBomb89, TOMDABOM. No, TOMDABOM89. I was already reading ahead into the next thing that I need to do, which is following the network at Explosion Pod. You can email us at pleasureexplosion@explosionnetwork.com. And you can find us again back here next week.
Hashtag stay hungry.
Bye.
Keep putting in work.
Ad read, April 2018, take 5. Hey listener, if you're not listening to the Tales of Theldon yet, you should be. It's a D&D audio drama, more easily described as D&D Light. The focus is telling a fun story and cutting out too much of the fiddly D&D details that could confuse or bore the uninformed. It features Kieran, Dylan, Ash and Tom, and you'll be in for some laughs and good adventure. Give the first episode a listen today and see if it's for you. Explosion Network Bulletin Board. Pleasure Explosion is now Thursdays at 12 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank God daylight's over. With Tom hosting the free-flowing conversation, and make sure you check out if you found the old format too much. Reacts and review discussions officially lift off on Twitch, so make sure you follow our Twitter at ExplosionPod and twitch.tv/ExplosionNetwork to keep up when they are live. You'll also find them at bit.ly/ExplosionNetwork on our YouTube 24 hours later.
Catchphrases.
You should watch The Fifth Element. I watched The Fifth Element the other day.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. Still holds up.
PG.
There you go.
It's also PG.
I'll give you that one. It's PG.
PG.
I'll give you that one for free. Actually, you can watch.
I'll splice this little bit in to the episode.
Only
there you
only
go.
PG movie with bare breasts.
Yeah.
I think it's because they're in the
And
background
Bank
of
to
the
the bank.
of the shot and they may be out of focus.
No, you see her boobies when like she first.
She gets dressed.
Yeah, no, that happens a couple of times. But
Oh.
when they put the bands across her boobies, when she like first she's in the little hatched
Right.
egg thing they recreate her.
Just go and watch it. It'll
Great
make
movie.
more sense.
It is an excellent movie.